So good morning, everybody. So we are all welcome to our weekly market analysis. I see some people are really making money. That is what we want to achieve: smart trading, smart life, creating traders that are making money from the market. And that is what we stand for: CJC Market, Smart Trading, Smart Life, creating smart traders that make smart money from the smart market and smile smartly to their bank every week and spend that money smartly and come back on Monday again and make another smart money. All right, guys, so that's it. As usual, we start with our fundamental analysis. As usual, we start with our fundamental analysis, where we look at what is happening in the market fundamentally. So let's take a look at all the fundamental reports for the week. Let me share my screen with you guys so you can see. All right, so can you see my screen? I just need a yes. Can you see my screen? I just need a yes. Yes, okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, for someone to say yes, that means everybody can see my screen. All right, thank you, guys. So this week, Monday, February 14, which is today, we have FOMC member speaks by 5 p.m. So you can listen to this on Bloomberg, and you can also listen to it on Bloomberg or on your DSTV, or go to their website or any of the business news sites. You can stream it live and listen to what the member is going to speak. But what we look at when any of these members speaks is either the speech is positive or negative. These are the two things we're looking at. If it's positive, it's going to strengthen the currency. If it is negative, it's going to weaken the currency. So if you're listening to this FOMC member speaks by 5 p.m. today, check, is it a positive speech? Is it a speech that portrays the growth in the economy, that states how well the economy is doing, that states the positive move for COVID-19 variants and so on? You can see many economies are like, many countries are like saying, we don't want nose masks anymore. We don't want any COVID restriction anymore. This is good for the economy. It's good for business. Trust me, it's good for business. And you are going to see the currency of that country be trending. Okay. And if you look at also 5:15 p.m. today, February 14th, ECB President Lagarde is going to speak, and ECB President will talk about the European economy, putting in consideration the 5 major countries, the France, Germany, Spain, UK, and so on, Italy. They're going to put into consideration all these 5 major countries, and whatsoever that is happening in these countries that are positive are going to contribute positively to strengthening euros. If they are negative, then it's going to weaken euros. So you listen to what is the president is going to say. All his speech, are they going to be positive? If it's positive, expect euro to be strengthening, and that will be the beginning of serious upward movement again for euro, especially euro-based currency pairs. Okay, but if the speech is negative, like telling they're going to be, for instance, there's going to be lockdown in Germany, Spain is bringing back restriction because of increase in Omicron COVID-19 variants. If all these negative news are coming in from the speech and telling you about, like, they don't really have a grip on the economy, then we are going to see the currency will fall flat and euro-based pairs will go down. Okay, so watch out for this and trade responsibly. Then we move from there to Tuesday, February 15th, where we have Australia monetary policy meeting minutes. Okay, this will happen 1:30 a.m. Nigerian time. The minute is going to be read, and from there, remember, it's monetary policy. Monetary policy, they use it to adjust the flow of money and so on in the economy. Some of you understand this better. So if they are going to tighten the monetary policy, like they are going to cut rates, they are talking about cutting rate, they are talking about reducing the flow of money in the economy, then the currency will be strengthened. But if they are going to talk about we are going to allow money to flow, we are going to give out more money to industry, we are going to loan money out to industry so that they can have enough money to run in the economy, then that will weaken the currency, because more money that is being released out will lead to inflation now or later. So that is the reason why it's going to likely weaken the currency. So watch out for this and see what is going to be read out of this meeting. Then on Tuesday, February 15th, 11 a.m., we have the ZEW economic sentiment. The ZEW economic sentiment and the German ZEW economic sentiment will be released. So this is very important to the German economy and to the European economy. So this sentiment is just the perception of the citizen about the economy. It's if their perception is positive, like, wow, everything is going on well in our economy and there is growth and we are enjoying a lot of things in the economy, prices are okay, they are favorable, the buying capacity is there, then you are going to see the currency will be strengthening. But if the sentiment of the citizens are negative and they are seeing a lot of negative things going to happen in the economy, either now or in future, then that will be very bad for the economy. So we relate this in figures. If the figures are higher than the forecast and the previous, that means it's positive. If the figures are lower than the forecast and previous, then that means it's negative. And negative weakens the currency. And if if the currency is weakened, and the currency is base currency, that pair will go down. If the currency is strengthening and that currency is base currency, that pair will go up. If the currency is weakened and that currency is quote currency or counter currency and the currency is weakened, that pair will go up. And if the currency is weakened and that pair is quote currency or counter currency, that currency the currency is trending and it's quote or counter currency, that currency will go down and that pair will go down. So you should note this when trading fundamentally. All right, so we leave that and we go to also I can see core. PPI doesn't move the market that much. It doesn't, so that we don't need to talk about things that will not move price. All right, so that's all on Tuesday. So on Wednesday, we have the CPIs. The CPIs are very, very important. Please take note of CPI. CPI may be red, it may be yellow, it may be orange. It doesn't matter, okay? Either red, yellow, orange, they are very, very, very important. Okay, so now we have a CPI. If you trade Chinese yuan, the CPI for Chinese yuan come Wednesday, February 16 by 2:30 a.m. Okay, CPI is very important because this is inflation figure. Consumer Price Index is an index that measures the prices of stuff in the market, in the economy, and this is very important. If the if prices of stuffs are increasing, the buying power will reduce. You see, it's going to reduce, and that one will reduce sales. So that's why you see, if CPI is bad, it's also very possible we are going to see bad sales, retail sales, all those sales they release. We're going to see them, they will come out with bad figure because this is important. And once the buying power reduces, okay, no, that is like a kind of inflation already. So this is very important. That is why you see every CPI is important. So take note of this. If the figures are higher than the previous and actual forecast, if the figures are higher than the previous and actual, then it is good for the currency. Then you say, it's inflation figure. Why is the figure higher and it's good for the currency? The reason why it is good for the currency if the figures are higher is because this will activate what's it called? Interest rates. It's going to activate interest rates for that country. Okay, so once the CPI figures are going higher, then it will activate interest rates. So they will sit down and they want to do what? Have control whether to cut rates or to increase rates. So that is why it affects, once the figures are going higher, it affects the currency positively. So CPI here, if the figures are better than focus and previous, it's going to affect the currency positively. If the figures are higher than the previous and focus for GBP, 8 a.m. is going to affect the currency positively. If the figure for CPI on the also on that Wednesday by 2:30 p.m., we have CPI for this is month in, month out. Canadian dollar. We also have CPI for year in, year out. Canadian dollar also. We have CPI. Okay, for those Canadian dollar, the GBP, and then the CNY. So if the figures are higher than expected, then it's good for the currency. If it's lower than the expected, then it's bad for the currency. Then immediately after that, we have the USD's core retail sales and the retail sales month in, month out. So if these figures are higher than the previous, it shows retail sales is like down to the earth, you understand? And it's an indicator that shows the lowest measure of economy, the lowest measure of activities in the economy. So this is it. So if the retail sales figures are negative, like lower than the previous and the forecast, then it's telling you that something is really, really bad in the economy. That is why retail sales has dropped drastically. Okay, so if the retail sales peak and like it's higher than the previous and the forecast, that is telling you that something good is going on in the economy. So this is also important. So watch out for the retail sales. If retail sales figures are out for the USD on Wednesday and they are higher than the forecast and the previous, then it's good for the dollars, especially when the difference between the forecast and the actual that is released is huge. Like for instance, the forecast is telling us we're going to have retail sales 1%, and it's released, the actual is released, and we are seeing something like 2.5%. That is huge difference between the forecast and the actual. This is going to move price seriously. It's going to move price massively. Sometimes you see news are read and the time, we get to the time and it doesn't move price that much. The reason is there's not much difference between the actual and the forecast and the previous. Okay, for instance, if actual forecast is telling us it's going to be 1% and the actual is released and you are seeing 1.02%, you can see there's not much difference. So that may not move price that much. Or you are seeing it is exactly 1.0% or something very close. It may not move price much. But if the difference is huge, then expect huge movement of price. If it is good, expect huge movement of price upward. If dollar is the base currency, if it is bad, expect huge movement of price downward. If dollar is the base currency, and if dollar is the quote currency, then expect if it is good, expect huge movement of price downward. Then if it is bad, if dollar is a quote, expect huge movement of price upward. All right, guys. So from there we move to 8 p.m. that very day. Keep an eye on crude oil inventories. At 4:30 p.m., keep an eye on crude oil inventories, because sometimes if the inventories that are added if inventories are removed and not added, that may cause the price of oil to spike up. People are predicting that the price of oil is going to drop this week, and we don't trade expectation, we trade reality. We trade what we can see. And you know, oil is tied to US dollar and it's also tied to Canadian dollar. It's directly proportional, mathematically, it's directly proportional to the price of Canadian dollar. So if oil is going up, Canadian dollar will go up. If oil is going down, Canadian dollar will go down. Why? Some of you newbies are going to ask why. The reason for that is because Canadian dollar, Canadian or Canada is a major producer of oil in the world. So any increase in price of oil affects the economy positively. That is why you see when the price of oil is going up, Canadian dollar will rise. And also the same way, if the price of oil is going down, Canadian dollar falls. But it's inversely proportional to US dollar. Reason is because US is one of the highest consumer of oil in the world. US and China, they are the highest consumer of oil in the world. So if you see the price of oil going up, you see US dollar going down. Yes, if you see the price of oil going down, you see US dollar going up. That's why I said it's inversely proportional to US dollars. All right, that's that on the crude oil inventories on Wednesday by 4:30 p.m. Then by 8 p.m., FOMC meeting minute. FOMC meeting minute. This is the meeting, also like the one we saw before. Also, they're going to talk. This most of the time is talk. If the minute is read and the speech is given and everything is positive, then expect positive reaction from US dollar. It is going to strengthen US dollar. But if everything is negative, then it's going to weaken US dollar. Then let's move to Thursday, February 17th, 2022. And Australian employment data will be coming out Thursday, February 17, 2022 at exactly 1:30 a.m. Nigerian time. All right, so the employment figures are going to show employment change, are going to show unemployment rate. And these are very, very important because Australia don't play with employment figures. So expect movement in Australian dollar at this time. Don't tell me I can't wake up 1:30 to trade. Money don't sleep, remember? So you have to wake up and make some money. All right, so employment data is here, and Focus is telling us that we are going to have employment change will be dropped. That means new jobs are not being created, and it's like nothing is going on as per creation of job and people changing employment. Nothing is being done. That is what Focus is telling us. But we are not going to use Focus. We are going to wait for actual, when actual will be released at exactly 1:30 a.m. Nigerian time on Thursday morning. And if Focus figures are out, and the Focus, the actual figures are out, and actual also saying the same thing that the Focus is saying, then trust me, this is going to weaken Australian dollar. Like if the figures are out here and they are released and we are having maybe something like minus maybe 1,000 or minus something, okay, that is a drop, okay, that will affect Australian dollar negatively. But if we have figures here that are in the actual and is greater than the previous 64, maybe you have like 70, okay, that will strengthen Australian dollar, because that is telling you that between the time the Focus was calculated to the time that the actual was released, so numbers of job in thousand has been created, and that is positive news, and that is why it's going to strengthen the Australian dollars. So unemployment rate shows unemployment in the economy. It shows unemployment in the economy. It shows people are not getting job, people are losing their job, and the data is very important in Australia. If the unemployment data is increasing, once the unemployment data is increasing in Australia, trust me, this is going to affect the Australian dollar negatively. But take note, watch out for this. The two news are going to be released the same time. So make sure that they align before you trade the currency. This is a mistake some newbies make. Make sure these two news, they align. When I say align, what do I mean? That means if the unemployment change is positive, then unemployment rate also must be positive. How do we know unemployment rate is positive? The figures reduce. If the figures, if the percentage reduce, like we're having, Focus is saying 4.2, previous 4.2, and now let's say the actual is out and we're having 4.0, that is reduction, okay? So if you're having 4.0, that is positive. Unemployment rate is reducing, that is positive. Then employment change also must be positive. Probably we are seeing figures greater than the Focus and also greater than the previous, that's positive. So if they are positive is going to strengthen the Australian dollars. But if they are negative, it's going to weaken the Australian dollar. If they are mixed, it's going to go either way. You cannot determine that. And a newbie should not trade such kind of market. If you are saying that it's a mixed figures, or if it's a mixed data, this one is positive, this one is negative, stay away from it. All right, so we leave that on Thursday, February 17. Go to Fed manufacturing index and unemployment claim in US. Unemployment claim in US is also very important. And if the figures are, Focus is telling us that it's going to drop, that unemployment claim will drop in US, meaning people are getting jobs and unemployment is reducing. So if the actual is out and it's actually reduced and we don't have this, then it's good. Then it's good for the dollars. It's good for the dollars. Okay. The manufacturing index is also there. Manufacturing will only grow. Philadelphia manufacturing index will always grow if people are buying. It is when you are selling, that is when the factories manufacture. But if the manufacturing index is out and the figures are lower than forecast and expected, then it will be bad for the dollar. But if the figures are released and they are better than the previous and the forecast, then it is good for the dollar. Keep an eye on G20 meetings. is very important. G20 meetings, very, very important, because most times in G20 meetings, they discuss economy, what is going on in the economy of different nations. And these leaders are going to sit down and discuss this. So watch out for it. And if this can cause a lot of reaction in the market, that is the truth. It can cause a lot of reaction in the market. That is why they didn't put a specific time. They just say all day. So watch it, keep it at the back of your mind, and see what you're going to do with that. So leaving all this, we move to Friday. That's why we have something a little bit important. That will be on Friday. We have GBP retail sales on Friday, 8 a.m. Nigerian time. GBP retail sales. Retail sales is important in UK, but with what is going on in UK, we can see Focus is telling us that activities are picking up. Retail sales activities are picking up. They've eased their restrictions, and they've removed a lot of restrictions, and definitely this will affect sales in UK. So if the actual is out and is greater than the forecast, trust me, that will strengthen pounds. It's going to strengthen pounds, and pounds is going to move. But if the actual is out and is lower than the forecast and even the previous, then that is bad for pounds. Okay, but I think in my own suggestion, I think it's going to be more positive figures, because a lot of restrictions have been removed, and people go about their normal business now in UK, and that will contribute to retail sales positively. All right, so we leave that and go to 2:30 p.m. Friday. We have the core retail sales, and we have the retail sales affecting the Canadian dollar. The same thing, negative figures are showing. You know, protest is going on in Canada. As of recent, people are protesting concerning the COVID restrictions and so on. And this protest has disrupted so many business activities in Canada. And if government is trying to control the protests and bring everything down, so if the government succeed and the protest is totally removed, and probably they consider what the people are asking and they remove some restrictions, this is going to cause business to pick up. So anything can happen between now and Friday. So if the actual is released and positive figures better than the forecast are being released, then trust me, it's going to affect Canadian dollar positively. But if the figures are released and they are negative, down, maybe the restrictions are not being removed, the protests increase, and a lot of business activity are being halted, then trust me, this is going to affect Canadian dollar negatively, because the actuals are going to be released will be more negative than the forecast. Okay, so put an eye on that and see what is going to happen on Friday for Canadian retail sales figure that will be released on Friday. All right, home sales also in US is important. Take a look at it, keep an eye on it, and see the figures that will be released. If they are the same, the market will be quiet. But if the figures release is higher than the forecast and the previous, then that is telling you that something good is going on in US economy, and people they have the buying capacity to buy new homes, okay, and new homes, and though they are existing, but people have the ability to buy them, okay, and that is positive for the US dollars. So watch out for this and trade responsibly. That is all about our fundamentals this week. That is all about our fundamentals this week. Let's cross over to our technical and see what the market has for us, guys. Are you with me? Can you see my screen? Let me be sure that everyone is with me. Can you see my screen? Just type yeah. Yes. Y-E-A. Type yeah. If you are with me. Yeah. These people, if people don't want to live in US, are typing yes instead of yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. All right. So this is it. So what I will do now, we're starting with Euro UXD. This is Euro USD. Last week we saw a drop. Okay, this is a drop. That is telling us our bias this week will be what? Will be negative. Our bias this week will be downside. Bias is downside. Okay, so we may be going down this week. We may be going down. Please study my language this week. Okay, the resistance is at the immediate and closest resistance is at 1.1387. But that's not the main resistance. The main resistance is at 1.1492. That's the main resistance, 1.1492. Then after that, we have the support. This is still a support. 1.1330 is a support. 1.1330 is a support, but price is trying to break the support. So any successful break below that support, price is going to move down to the next support at 1.1270 price level. Price is going to move down to 1.1270 price level. Okay, so let's leave this. Let's go to 4-hour time frame and see what price is trying to do on lower time frame. Remember, we take our bias, we take our what's it called, support and resistance on weekly time frames. This is weekly analysis, but we come down to 4 hours time frame to execute the trade. So always follow this rule. Always, when you analyze on higher time frame, come down to lower time frame to execute your trades. All right. So with what we have here, if you see it, we had a trend line that had been in existence since last week. We drew it. Can you see the trend line? So price has broken above it before, then price is coming. Price has gone down below it again. That trend line is still valid. So price has gone below it again. Now look at where price is. Price has closed below this resistance at 1.1330 level on 4 hours time frame. On 4 hours time frame, price is fighting with this. So if price continue, I feel price should go back, test this line, okay, and probably test this trend line. Then from there, fall back to 1.1270. Then if this is broken successfully, expect price to move down to 1.1185. Okay, bias is bearish. Bias is bearish for Euro UXD this week. Bias is bearish for Euro USD this week. So stop loss can be kept at the back of resistance at 1.1387. 1.1387. Bias is bearish for Euro UXD. Let's go to GBP USD quickly. GBP USD on weekly time frame. For GBP UXD on weekly time frame, bias is neutral. Bias is neutral. That's our bias for GBP USD this week. Bias is neutral for GBP USD this week. Okay, the closest resistance is at 1.3640. 1.3640. That's the closest resistance, while the closest support is at 1.3485. 1.3485 is the closest support. So if you take a look at this on 4 hours time frame, let's go down to 4 hours time frame and see what price is doing. 4 hours time frame. Okay. All right. So this is 4 hour time frame. Let's see what price is doing. Let me zoom this in and see if that trend line is valid. Okay. All right. Okay. But I think this is, I prefer this. This is better. Okay, this is more valid. So let's just take this for now, except we want to adjust this back here. Okay, good. So let's just adjust this back here and see what price is doing. But I can see price is trying to do this here. Let's see what it's trying to create. All right, let's just hold on and see, study it. Okay, so but bias is neutral. For GBP USD this week is a neutral bias. Neutral means it can go either way, either up or down. So now let's see what price is going to do, how price is going to react to this place. If you're a smart trader, let me show you how to handle this smartly. If this price comes down and hit this support at 1.3485, hold on, don't do anything. Once you hit this support, don't do anything. Even if you go below the support, don't do anything because of this trend line. Don't do anything, but wait. If this trend line is broken downward, and a candle closes below that trend line, that is the time to sell it to the next support at 1.3354. That is time to sell it down to 1.3354. But as the candle comes here, plays around this place and created a bullish candle, which is showing a reversal candlestick pattern, that is the time to buy it back to this trend line, to buy it back upward. Okay, so this two scenario is going to play out. Trust me, one of these two is going to play out. Price comes there, hits this guy, probably from this guy, a bullish candle will form and you buy it up, or price will break this guy, and then from here, it's going to fall. So watch out and take advantage of this, except you are a risk taker. If you're a very serious risk taker, then you're now going to place a buy here, which I did not advise you do, because we don't just trade expectation, we trade realities until you see something real, a full reason why you are trading before you take that trade. If not, you are going to like lose some money. All right, so watch out and see a bounce off a support would be a very good time to place a buy, or a break through a support and a trend line would be a good time to sell. Buyers for GBP USD is neutral. All right, so let's leave there and let's go to our weekly analysis for AUD UXD. AUD USD weekly time frame, bias is bullish to neutral. That's it. Bias is bullish to neutral. For the week, bias is bullish to neutral. All right, so the closest resistance is at 0.7170. 0.7170 is the closest resistance, while the closest support is 0.7065. 0.7065 is the closest support. Then we have another resistance that is important at 0.7247. 0.7247 is another important resistance that you must consider. So that is that on that. So that resistance is very, very important. That resistance is very, very important. Okay, so leaving that, let's go to 4 hours and look and take a look at what price is doing for AUD USD on 4 hours time frame. All right, so most of this trend line, I think they are obsolete now, so we can remove them and see the reaction of price. Let me zoom this out and see. Okay, this is gone. So this is no more valid. Okay. So that's no more valid. That one is out. What we might have for the week, we may have this for the week, which is far, far from price, too high from price. But this is also good here. This is good here. Okay, good. So this is good here. And that's fine. Okay, leaving that, see what price is likely doing. See what price is likely doing. Price has broken out of this trend line and is falling. It's falling. Since you did not cash it from here, wait. Patience is a virtue, because this guy is going to do one of these 2 things I want to tell you now. So it's either this guy trends down to the support, or this guy will reverse back to this trend line. He's going to do one of these 2. Okay, so if you reverse back to this trend line, wait for it until it starts coming down. If it comes down, then that will be the time to sell it down to this support, or it breaks this level. Can you see this level? And closes above here. So if it breaks this level and closes above here, that will be time to do what? To buy it upward. Okay, patience is a virtue. But on the flip side, from where it is now, if it falls back to this level, so I told you it's either it goes this way up, or what? It comes down from where it is now. So if it comes down to this point, wait. If it bounces from this support, that will be the time to buy it up to this side. If it closes below this support, that is the time to sell it down to this level. This is how you're going to handle AUD USD. And trust me, it's going to gush out some dollars for you this week if you handle it perfectly this way. So from where it is now, it's either it bounces back to this trend line to go and retest it, we call it a retest, or it goes down to the support. So a break or a bounce will initiate your trade. Okay, a bounce, you buy, a break, you sell. Then if the other side is taking, maybe this guy goes up, then wait, a bounce, you sell, a break, you buy it up to this level. So this is how we're going to handle this. Bias is bullish to neutral for AUD UXD this week. Okay, let's go to NZD USD this week and let's see what NZD USD has for us. Okay, guys, this is brought to you by CJC Market. CJC Market is the fastest growing brokerage firm in Nigeria, not only in Nigeria, fastest growing brokerage firm in Africa, and we're expanding rapidly and across Nigeria and African nation. And CJC Market head office is in New Zealand, fully regulated by 4 regulatory bodies across the continent, and CJC Market has office in all continents of the world. We are truly global. That is why we say CJC Market Global. Smart trading, smart life. And trust me, at CJC Market, everything you need when it comes to brokerage firm, we have it. And we can give it to you. Everything you need, we have it. Talk about raw spread, we have it. Talk about products, we have products. We have them. Check it out. We have products, currency pairs, exotic, indices, gold, metals, oil, cryptocurrency. In fact, our cryptocurrency runs weekend. So at CJC Market, you can trade 24/7. You can trade during the week, Monday to Friday, normal week. And on Saturday, if you feel, let me make some money, cross over to crypto and make money trading CJC platform. It's only CJC platform. You can get this running on MT4 weekend, and you enjoy making money weekend. Some of you use your weekend to watch football, you use your weekend to relax. It's good, it's good, it's good. You can also use the weekend to make some money. You know, can use it to make some dollar, trading Ethereum, trading Bitcoin Cash, trading Bitcoin, trading other cryptos on our platform. And at CJC Market, we have a special copy trading platform. If you don't want to trade, where you can copy the trade of experts and make money for yourself. You can copy the trade of experts at CJC Market and make money for yourself. Different ways of making money. And if you want to be a partner with us, hit us up and let's discuss deals. And we are ready for you at CJC Market. Smart trading, smart life. Smart trading, smart life. All right, guys. Let's look at what the market is saying today for NZD USD. The bias is also bullish to neutral. That's a bias for NZD USD this week. Is bullish to neutral. Okay, so it's bullish to neutral for NZD USD this week. And let's see. Let's go to 4 hours time frame and see how it looks like on 4 hours time frame. All right, so if you look at this trend line, it's obsolete, we can remove it, it's gone already, except we want to keep it for future, maybe where price is hitting now, okay, except this. If you want to keep it for this, then it's fine, but let's extend it towards the end of the week also and see how price is going to react to it throughout the week. At the same time, I can also have another trend line that can run from here, from this point. I can have another trend line that can run from this point to this point. You can see that trend line has been broken by price, and the price is walking around this guy now. Okay, so if you look at it critically, I don't know if this is going to match, but I'm seeing it as something that will match. All right, it's creating a channel. So we can say NZD USD has broken out of this channel successfully. Remember last time, sometimes last month, when NZD USD did the same thing, broke out of channel. Can you see the channel? This was channel created last month. NZD USD broke out of this channel. See the fall. So if it breaks out of a channel like this, we are going to experience a fall. Can you see? It has done it before, broke out of this channel, see the fall, then it created another channel now, and it's breaking out of this channel. So expect another fall also, okay? So this is not a valid statement that, oh yeah, everybody start selling, please. Watch out. There are parameters you're going to look for. Look at trend line here. So it's going to hit that trend line. And I am not going to sell. I'm only telling you about my own plan. I'm not going to sell until I see price break out of this region. So if a candle closes below this support at 0.6590, 0.6590, if a candle closes below 0.6590, that is the time for me to sell it down, because that is the closest support now, 0.6590. The closest resistance, 0.6640. 0.6640 is the closest resistance. So if price closes below 0.6590, that will be time for me to sell it down to the next support at 0.65. The next support is at 0.6530. That's the next support, 0.6530. But on the flip side, if price hits on this line and bounces, okay, then it is time to buy it upward towards 0.6640. And if that is broken, then move on to 0.6680 level. Trust me, this is how this guy is going to behave this week. And if you can handle it, you are going to sell when it is right time, and you're going to buy when it is right time, and you're going to make money and smile. That's it. There's nothing makes one very happy other than money. I tell you, money can make you happy. Money can make even sickness to go away. When you have when good money hits your account, it's okay. So you can make the money here if you trade consciously. I've told you the support and resistance. The closest resistance is at 0.6640, while the closest support is at 0.6590. That's the closest support. So if this trend line is broken, see price hit the trend line. If this trend line is broken, more sales will happen. And trust me, because of this channel, if this one is broken again, it will go down more because this price has just closed above below a rising channel, just the way it closes above below this rising channel for last month. Okay, this month it has formed another rising channel, and now it's closed below the rising channel. So expect price to drop down more if it closes below this guy. So that will be an opportunity for you to sell. But on the flip side, if it bounces off from here, it's time to buy it because it might likely go and retest this channel again before coming down. All right, guys. So that is how you are going to handle NZD USD this week. The bias is bullish to neutral. All right, let's go to Canadian dollars. Canadian dollars, the friend of oil. USD CAD. USD CAD is reacting, though the bias is neutral. The bias is absolutely neutral. Okay, so but let's see what is likely going to do this week. We have a resistance waiting for it. We have a trend line where it's bouncing off, and resistance at 1.2795. That's the resistance. While the support at we have two supports there. We have the first support at 1.2700 and the second support at 1.2650. So these are the two supports there. But let's go to lower time frame or 4-hour time frame, and so that we can see it clearly. All right, so you can see the trend line. Let me adjust this trend line so it can look perfect. Okay, this is a trend line. We had a fake out. This was a fake out. Then price dropped. Then another one now, and the price is here. For me, I will do nothing. Where this guy is now, I'm going to do nothing. Some of you will ask, why are you not going to do anything? Look at it. 1, can you see? 2, can you see? 3. So I'm not going to do anything. At that point, I am not going to do anything. You see? 1, can you see? 2, can you see? 3. So I'm not going to do anything. But with what we have here, you might call it triple top. Yes, triple top for this region. This is a region. So some of you that we've not seen triple top once, I think it's trying to form a triple top for you now. For that region, is a triple top. All right. So if price expects that triple top, there might be a likely downward movement. Yes, it might happen. So if it happens, this will be your neckline. Can you see the neckline? This is going to be your neckline, because if price comes down and break this neckline below, trust me, it's going to go down this. It can't do this in a week. It can't do this in a week. So trust me, it can't do it in a week. But it's possible. It might come down and test this trend line, and from there might bounce up. But it can also break it and go to the next support. Okay, but I will pull a trigger if I see this guy goes above and close above this resistance. If this guy closed above this resistance, I'm going to place my buy confidently. My stop loss will be here, and I'm going to buy this guy to this top. I'll buy it to 1.2950. The support is, the resistance to be broken is at 1.2795. Watch it. If a candle closes above 1.2795, that is the time for you to buy this guy up to 1.2950. Okay. And on the flip side, if this guy hits this top and form a bearish candlestick pattern, sell it down to this trend line. When it gets to this trend line, exit your trade, because this is a critical region that must be dealt with by price first before any trading decision can be taken. All right, guys. So this is how you are going to handle USD CAD this week. This is how you're going to handle USD CAD this week. Then lastly, let's go to our golds. This is gold. We have a lot of lovers of gold who love trading gold. Yes. Last week, gold showed its power. And I know some of you, you've made money and some people are being flogged. So if you are being flogged, sorry, don't worry. I'm going to make the money back this week. But if you have make your money, congratulations. Okay. All right. So this is gold. Look at what gold is trying to do. Remember, this is weekly time frame. This is weekly time frame. So don't forget. Look at what gold is trying to do. Gold is trying to play within this place. All right. So resistance has changed. This is the current resistance now, closest to price. So if you are doing something, be careful with that level I've just shown you. Be careful with that level. It's becoming an important level. It's not that there's no another resistance. There's another resistance here at this point. Another support, I mean. There's a support here at this point. Okay, and there's another one also at this level. I can see it. There's another one at this level. Okay, good. All right, so these are the closest support and the closest resistance. Bias is bullish. It's very obvious. Bias for gold is bullish. So let's go to 4 hours time frame and see how gold is going to react to the trend line we've drawn on weekly time frame. Remember that trend line is from weekly time frame. Let me see and make sure that it aligns very well, properly. Okay, good. There's it. That's the level. Let it align properly. Okay, good. That's where it is now on 4 hours time frame. All right, I want to be very sure it's resting on that line. Okay, let me see. Okay, yes, it is. It's resting on it. All right, good. So now look at it. Gold is reacting. It's reacting seriously at this level. So that is why you need to watch it. You need to watch it because you must not just jump on gold this week. If you do, you may have your finger burnt. You may have your finger burnt. Okay, what about if we have it this way? I think this way is more perfect. Yes, it's more perfect. All right. Okay, good, good, good. That's more perfect. So that here will be a fake out. All right, that's more perfect. All right, good. So, okay, now we have, this is gold. Trust me, I am not going to do anything concerning gold here. Where gold is now, I am not going to do anything. I'm just going to wait and see how gold is going to behave. And we may want to ask me, when will you take action? If gold comes down and touch this region and create a bullish candlestick pattern, I will buy. This is when I will buy. If it touch this region and breaks and closes below this trend line and this support at 1846, trust me, I will sell. This is how I'm going to handle gold this week. Okay, that's all. Every other thing, I'm not going to do anything. Okay, if gold comes down, comes to this region and creates a positive candle, like reversal candlestick pattern, okay, from this point, I'm going to buy it upward. If gold closes below this region and is coming down and closes below the support and the trend line, that will be time to sell it to the next support. The immediate support is at 1846. The immediate resistance is at 1865. Okay, this is immediate support and the immediate resistance. So watch out for this immediate support and immediate resistance. Okay, a close below 1846 will lead us to 1833. So this is very, very, very important for gold lovers. So if you love to trade gold, then this is how you are going to handle gold this week, except if you see gold just going up here, be careful. Be careful. The reason why I'm saying be careful, anything may happen in United States that will strengthen the dollars, it will bring it back, and it will be very massive because the movement from here to this top is 460 pips. 460 pips. So, and they will prevail over it and bring the price down to maybe 50% down or 60% down. So that's why you need to trade close to resistance level or support level, and just jump into trade at the middle of somewhere or at the middle of nowhere, so to say. All right, guys, so this is our analysis this week. If you need any of our training, come to our office. Our office in Nigeria, we have office in 103 Allen Avenue, 6th floor, 103 Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos. And we have office in number 50 Ademola Adetokunbo Crescent, Wuse 2, Abuja. We have office in 193 Abaro Drumola Junction, Port Harcourt, River State. We have office in 308 in Nebisi Road, Asaba, Delta State. So come to any of our office if you want training, and you will be trained for free. FOC, you'll be trained for free. If you are in Ekiti, Wait for us next week. We are coming to shake Ekiti land. We are coming to shake Ekiti land, and we're coming. Just wait for us if you're in Ekiti. Thank you very much, guys. Any question, drop your question. Let me answer your question. If you have any question, drop your question in the comment box or in the Q&A section, and I will answer all your questions. All right, this is where we'll stop our analysis for today.